Hey everybody, it's the Mystic Chicks here in front of the fire again with Mary, Audrey, and Wendy. And we got thinking, all this talk about transmuting fear, and we were chick chatting in front of the beautiful fireplace here, and just wanted to reiterate that a lot of times telling stories around a fireplace is so ancient and many times very sacred, and so here we are, we were sharing with you ways to transmute fear, and we got thinking about our own lives and our own experiences with fear, and really started kind of sharing our own stories and thought, hey, that's a chick chat. Let's share that with all of you. So one of my stories, I can remember an early memory of fear came when I was doing gymnastics as a young girl. I did gymnastics, and we didn't have, at that point, we only had floor exercise, and we had it on a hardwood floor. So you've come a long way, baby, with these beautiful mats and everything. At any rate, I was picked to do my floor routine for a large end of the year show, and I was working on my back handspring, and I really wanted to get it, but I was afraid. There was something for me about moving my body back through space. I could do a side aerial, no problem. I could do a front walkover aerial, no problem. I could move myself forward. I guess I felt like I had more control in that direction. But there was something about going backwards. Even though I had the skill set and the arm strength and all of these things, I just kind of chickened out. And I was working on it, and it got to be too close. And my coach said, the show is this weekend, and I don't want you to do it. You're not there yet. And that was a really hard lesson for me, and I felt like fear won. I did accept it, and I did my routine as best as I could, and it was great in the moment. And then, though, I went on. I was determined. I would not let fear win again. And I just would watch people, and I would watch routines, and I would do what I needed to do, and I would have spots, and I would really try to, in my body, feel that. Everyone was telling me, you've got this, I don't know what's going on, you've got this. So finally, I just told myself, I've got this. And I went on to do my back handspring, and went on to do a back tuck, and these great success stories that I was really happy with in the moment. But that's not necessarily like a great big story or one that I necessarily think a lot about today, but it's a concrete one. And it was really utilizing, taking my mental process, my emotional process, to really transmute that fear and make something happen, achieve that physical goal, that goal in the physical. And so that was one thing that I thought of.
Yeah, and overcoming fear.
Mm-hmm.
That is a big one. I think when I think about my own personal stories of overcoming fear, one of the largest things for me was having feelings and experiencing whatever feeling it was, and not really realizing I had a lot of fear, but that I really wasn't feeling and experiencing a lot of the feelings that I was having. So for me, a large part of, oh, look who's going to join us in our video.
Hello,
Bentley.
Bentley has no fear. No.
Yeah, Bentley, he's fearless. Oh God, that's so funny. Yeah, so, for me, I think a large part of it was when I reached a point in my life where I realized what I was doing to try and lessen the fear and not get to the courage part was drinking wine every night. I mean, alcohol was something for me. I'd have a drink or two and feel like I was moving beyond the fear, or feel like I was moving through the sadness, or feel like I was getting over the anger, when in actuality, it was really just pushing it all down so that there was just more and more and more of it. So, 7 years later, sober and alcohol-free, I now can and do and have over the last 7 years looked at a lot of fear and anger and grief and frustration and disappointment a lot of the feelings, that can sometimes be just clumped under the heading of fear. Fear of looking at our emotions, and for me, that's what it was for many years. And looking at them and not stuffing them down is just a huge thing, and it's totally changed my life. And I'm really thankful for that today, to have been able to look at that and move beyond the fear.
And you said meditation helped you, right?
Oh wow, yeah, huge piece.
Great way to
Huge piece of
transmute.
that. This meditation is it's like it just moves it off your body. 20 minutes a day. It's all it takes.
Great.
Well, and for me, my earliest memory of fear was something I witnessed, and it just created trauma in me and really stopped me in my tracks for probably 25 years. Which we know that when we're young and we experience something, even if we're witnessing it, we take it on to be our own. And I was just a young girl and I didn't really understand it, but I remember I just saw a horrible scene of a man that jumped out of a red van that he was driving with long hair and a ponytail. And there was a woman in the van that was with him, and she was running away, and he was running after her with a baseball bat. And I don't know how it resolved, and I don't know what happened, but as an empathic young child, I felt so much fear. I felt fear from this woman. I was afraid with my family that was in the car watching it, and my parents were telling me to be quiet because I'm not really a quiet person, and I was really upset, and I wanted to help and stop and run away and all of those things. And after that, I really spent a long time being afraid of red vans. And my mother was trying to help and, would tell me, just walk down to the store or go here and do something. And I really didn't even want to be by myself for many years. And in the red van, every time I saw a red van, I just had a trauma response. And also, anytime I saw a man with long hair. And what was interesting for me, partly what helped me get over it, wasn't really other people telling me it was okay, because people could tell me that, but inside my system was just churning and upset. I did a lot of shamanic work. I did a lot of writing about it. I did a lot of praying, a lot of asking to remove it from my body. And I wasn't conscious of it for, probably 20 years. And the consciousness is what really helps bring the memories, energy work and sound and movement helps bring memories that are in our subconscious all the way up to consciousness to be healed. And what was interesting that we were talking about a little bit earlier is, I had biases because of my trauma. I was afraid of men with long hair, and I was not comfortable with them. And I was petrified of red vans, or who would jump out of them and what would they do. So it's interesting to think of all the ways that we may have judgment against others, and we may have biases against others from our fear. And that's one of the myriad of damaging things that fear does. And in this world today, there's a lot of fear being just put out against everyone. So it's so important now more than ever to clear your fear, because no one wants to feel biased towards anyone else. No one wants to be divided. It's really something that we oftentimes we don't even have the awareness that it's in us in the first place. So we appreciate you listening to our stories, that we were vulnerable and open enough to share with the world about our fears and how we overcame them. And we're just sending out a lot of love and light, encourage for you to face your fears and use the medicine of fire, use your family, your friends to support you and help you go through those hard times. And you can call on us, you can ask us questions, ask for help, and we're here for you, for all of you. So
You're bigger than your fear.
Awesome.
absolutely.
Absolutely, yeah.
You have more love than you can imagine, which is a much higher, stronger vibration than fear. And we'll end tonight sending a lot of love out to help you overcome your fears.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Until next time.